hinted at there that you dived right in with your Brantly.eth. So what exactly is an ENS domain?
Yeah, so ENS, its basic structure is very similar to DNS, at least in its logical structure, except that it runs entirely as smart contracts on Ethereum. So logically, if you know how DNS works, so you have like the root zone, top level domains, second level, third level, on and on, some technical language, but ENS has that same logical structure, but it doesn't have any servers. So with DNS, that logical structure actually exists as servers at each level. ENS, it's all smart contracts. And there's a lot of interesting, things you can do, like self-custody, censorship resistance, composability, easy transferability. Names can be owned by DAOs or contracts or multi-sigs. They can be used as collateral. They're NFTs. They fit in all NFT infrastructure. That's kind of like at a very foundational level. On a kind of bigger picture use level, I'd say there are three main things that you can do with your ENS name. One is, this is the most important one, is it's your cross-platform Web3 username and profile. So basically, your Ethereum account is sort of like your identity, and your ENS name is like your username that you own that you can then take with you to each like Web3 application. You can also fill in profile information like an avatar. We're going to be adding a header image thing soon. Maybe links to your social profiles, things like this, which then any service can use. So if like the Web 2 model is you have a username and account for each service that's like siloed off, right? For Web 3, you own your username and your account, and you bring that to each service. So that's really powerful. The second biggest use case, these other two use cases I actually view as kind of like part of this bigger use case. So the second big use case is simplified crypto payments. So you can store not only an Ethereum address, but basically any other cryptocurrency address in your record. So a Bitcoin address, a Dogecoin address, Solana, Near, Cardano, whatever you want, all in there. And then anybody can send you any asset on those blockchains to your name. So like you can open up Trust Wallet and you can send Dogecoin to Brantly.eth, and it works because I have a Dogecoin address in there. The third major use case is decentralized websites. So if you store, let's say you store files on a distributed file sharing network like IPFS, Arweave, Skynet, etc., you can point your ENS name at it. And we actually have support in some browsers, Brave, Opera, in the MetaMask plugin, a couple things. And yeah, so that's in terms of use. Other things I'd say about ENS to understand it is that, so we have two types of names. We have .eth names, which are native to ENS. They only exist on ENS. They're not on DNS at all. And those have the full benefits of the blockchain technology. Like I said, self-custody, censorship resistance, can be owned by smart contracts, DAOs, et cetera. But then we also had been working on a feature for years, which we had in part for a while, and we just launched in full DNS namespace integration like a month or two ago. What this means is if you own a DNS domain name on DNS, you can import that into ENS, and with the DNS suffix. So like I have bcmilligan.com on DNS. I've also imported that in. I have bcmilligan.com, not .eth.com on ENS. And like you can send me Dogecoin to bcmilligan.com, and it's using ENS on Ethereum in the background. So I think that connection is super powerful. And so in that way, ENS sort of like extends and complements the domain name system. It's not in conflict. Yeah, the last thing I'd say, just guys, is brief overview, is that there have been many attempts at blockchain-based naming systems over the years, blockchain-based naming and identity systems. In fact, the very first non-currency use of blockchain technology was internet